So I opened up this whole parking area. All the trailers fit in back. Nice, nice. So that's gonna be all full of wood pretty soon. All right, I already brought the Benford over there. So let's see what we got on top. Here's the view from the top. If you notice, the pine tree is gone, obviously. So it's not too bad up here. Most of the wood is at the bottom, obviously, because gravity. So this is mostly pine right here. I think that's walnut right there, I'm not sure. But I am going to concentrate on the road frontage to clean that up first. Yeah, that's some large chunks down there. But we'll get it done. Maybe not all, definitely not all today. But we'll clean it up. Well, that's the last 2 loads, a full load in the truck and a full excavator bucket. So that's the last load for the lower level. Truck's dumping it, no problem. So figure I'll take you for a ride in the excavator, see how that works out. Oh, I can't wait to have all this grass again. Grind all these stumps down in the future. Mulch all the flower beds. All right, well, I still got up over there, but this is all the road frontage. So let's go for a ride. Try to bring this up there. There you can see the truck. Brought up so far, this pile here up to that tree, everything from that tree over is old, so I got to go back and get that truck. I put the 2 pieces of pine, all the pine that I have, I got to dig through. I'm going to put over here because that's not for indoor burning, that's for a campfire, so I got to separate it all. But that's the 2 that we just picked up, brought up with the mini excavator. All right, let's run down because I got the truck running. Next year, I'm gonna thin out some of these big oaks. Get rid of some of these acorns, get rid of some of the shade so I can grow some grass over here, better grass. A lot of that's pine over there. A lot of this little stuff here in the flower bed, and there's a truck. So let's run, and well, I'm not running. But this is all cleaned up. All these red maples I'm going to transplant again and put up in the main flower bed there. And then this will all be grass. That's the whole goal. All right, well, it's not too heavy of a load. But let's get this up top. Slow in reverse so we don't lose anything. Let the car go by. All my neighbors keep stopping because they're amazed with the amount of work I've done to this house since I bought it. And you couldn't even see the house from the road. It was all overgrown. Years ago, it was a really nice manicured landscape. But for 20 years, no one even mowed the lawn. You couldn't even see the house. Couldn't even get up the driveway, really, without scratching your vehicle. Like that, but all the way across. So, it's a long process. You can only do so much when I'm doing it all by myself. Anyways, I'm not going to dump this load. I'm already up in the driveway. You can't see that. But I'm not going to dump this load until I move the wood that I already have out. There's no use making more work for me. So I am going to jump in the excavator. roll this up against the curb so I'm not up against that parking pin in the transmission, the parking gear. All right, so now let's try to stack some firewood or trees. See, I got the rest of the pine in here. There is some pine in here that I'm gonna have to fish out either when I'm stacking it right now, or if I don't find it, then when I'm splitting it. But it was that dead one right there. See that dead one right there? I'm pretty sure that was it from the bottom, that one and that one. So I can burn it. It's been dead for a couple years, so it's really dry, especially if I mix it in with all the other hardwoods. So, but I'm gonna stack all this stuff. I'm gonna try to make a path and stack it all over there. And then that way I could just pick away at it, because I gotta do this stuff first. And I got a lot more wood that I gotta bring back. I got the whole backyard, which is all the actual big trees. So I'm gonna stack this over there, and then I could dump the truck, and that'll be it for today. All right, well, I'm out of wood, so I got to empty the truck, and I can continue stacking. Well, it's all stacked. I actually use those pines for underneath to keep them elevated. I'm not worried about that pile over there, the original pile that I stacked, because those are gonna get split within the next couple weeks. But these, they're gonna be here a while. I still have the whole backyard to go get, and that's all oak. So I have a feeling this whole section will be filled all the way up to that tree with firewood, or well, with log length wood. But yeah, so I got the road front cleaned up a little bit. So I am done out here for today. I'm not sure what part of the video this is going to be, but it's probably going to be a long video. But I am on my way. I got to go get cleaned up because I got to go to Boston to pick up my son who is at college. He is my professional firewood stacker. So there's his job when he gets back. He's going to assist me in stacking that firewood. And then we call it even. I spent some time with him. We stacked some firewood. He gets to come home. And it's a win-win for both of us. Good morning, guys. All right, well, I went and grabbed my son Hayden from college last night. And he goes up in Boston. And he is on his way over to help me stack some firewood. So we're going to throw all that right in that firewood bin right there to make more room so I can continue stacking firewood. Well, all that wood is stacked. We moved 2 metal bins here for the chunks, the oddball sizes. We didn't even fill up half the bin. So I definitely have room for a lot more firewood. So I'll clean all this up another day. I got to start hauling that firewood off the lawn from the tree company. But what I had split is all stacked and good to go for now. All right, don't laugh at Hayden. He got a piece of sawdust in his eye. He's not really crying. He has a little dust in his eye, so he's been trying to get it out. Anyways, once again, Hayden's payment is done for picking him up from college. Anytime he comes home, he's got to stack firewood. So he did it. Thank you very much, Hayden. He even brought me a coffee. I had to pay for it, though. But anyways, the bin is, I'd say 1/3 full. We got another 2/3 to go. So next time he comes home, I'll have this bin full again, firewood, and we'll stack it again. Thank you very much, Hayden. I made a dent in the backyard. I made a dent in the front yard, but I am out of room over in the driveway for dumping. So I am going to bring this load over there, which are pretty much all the big stumps. I'm not going to dump it. Then I'm going to come back, grab the excavator and carry this really large log over. And then I'm going to stack everything I have so I can make more room. And then tomorrow I'll come out and I'll hopefully finish this. I want to get it before it rains. And then I got some video editing to do for you guys tonight. So once I get it all stacked, I'll pretty much call it a quits out here. But I made a big dent. I left the swing sets, as you can see. I left the swing sets about 2 feet higher, so I can still run a cat line to the other little stub over there too, just until I build them enclosure. All right, well, let's go for a ride around front. This is a narrow spot. This red maple is coming down also. I'm gonna dig that out, make this flower bed smaller, and put a new red maple in there. Curb's holding up okay. This is where I'm going over it. As you can see, I am out of space over there. Make sure I don't lose any out the back. All right, park this up here out of the way. I'm gonna run him back and grab the mini excavator. This started right up, even though it has no power. I was able to move it so I can get over the curb there. But yeah, I had 2 logs fall out when I was turning around. This is all the logs that I got today off the yard. So we'll stack whatever we can there. Then we'll make another rail over to the side of it, stack there. All right, let me go get the mini. All right, guys, sorry about that. I thought the camera was recording, but it wasn't. So I got all these stacked. So this is all not bad. It's not too many, but it's about 8 feet tall. I threw a couple over there because I was running out of room. And now I'm gonna back the truck over here and dump that out. So I just threw the stumps right there to prevent that from rolling down. And I just found out it's gonna rain tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to get one more load. I just went back there with the mini and stacked everything ready to go. So I just came back with the mini and put everything there, thinking I was gonna do it tomorrow. So I got most of it off the grass. But now it's gonna rain, I guess. So I am going to at least take one more load out. right, well, I got everything out of the backyard. So this is ready to start cleaning up for spring cleanup. But I gotta I'm gonna take a lot of this dirt out of here, this old mulch, lower that all down. Eventually, I'm gonna grind this stump down and I'm gonna have lawn all the way to the green trees over there. But for right now, I gotta keep the swing sets. The kids like them. Get some of this dirt out of here, and I'm gonna put it all up against this retaining wall so I can plant shrubs all in there. All right, well, let's get to the front yard real quick. All right, guys, well, only thing left is this pine. This is all from that one big pine. There's the stumps there. There's a part that they cut off of it. So the front's all done except for, oh, I forgot one piece right there. But the front's all picked up all the way around, except for grinding stumps and transplanting those red maples. That one there is going to replace that one, I think. And I'm going to put another one here. So that's done. That's all wood sawdust from the chainsaws from up in there when they were up in the sky. And I got the whole backyard done, which I did not think I was going to get to do today. So everything's picked up from the backyard. I still got to cut this thing down. I don't know why I never cut it down when I cut it down originally, but I got to cut that down, grind that stump out. And eventually I want the swing set gone. And then it's going to be grass from here to here, but not this year because I'm going to keep the swing set. Never know, some people like to use it, but I'm going to dig all this out, make it deeper. And then I can mulch before my hosta grow because I got elephant ear hosta that goes all the way around. There we go. All picked up. Well, all the wood's picked up. I'm actually gonna go take the shortcut through. All right, guys. Well, that was a long day today. We stacked my son Hayden is home from college for a couple days for the weekend. So he came over and we stacked all the firewood that I had split already. I thought I had a lot more, but it was only like 3 cords. So my firewood bin is a third full. My kennel where I drop the firewood is empty. So that means when I get time, I can split wood. Let me show you all the wood that we moved today and from my yard. That's dangerous. I'm gonna have to move the truck. All right, let me show you. So I still got the truck loaded. I didn't realize this one stuck out this long. So Amazon or UPS or someone's gonna drive into it. So I'm gonna have to move that. I still got the buggy loaded with the small stuff from the backyard because I am out of energy. I'm gonna be up all night editing, trying to get a video for tomorrow. But all this stuff has to be stacked. This stuff here has to be stacked, obviously. But here we go. All that wood there, all that wood there, and all that wood there is from the tree job at my house this year. Then I had another tree job at another house that I put the wood, I think over there or over here. I think it's over there. And yeah, so I got plenty of wood. That thing right there is about 3.5 feet diameter there, 2 feet diameter there. That thing there is a monster. That was a big rotten one, the 5-stalk one out in the front yard. But yeah, well, I'm gonna pick this all up tomorrow, clean this area up so I can dump the truck and dump the buggy and put everything where the park, the equipment where it belongs. I even moved the white truck today. That thing fired right up, which I was really impressed with, but still obviously I have to work on it. And there's looks like there's an oil leak underneath the front radiator. Not a bad day's worth of work. All right, guys, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next video.